What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Last Week in Sports. This episode is going to be a little bit shorter because one is Thanksgiving weekend. I want to get y'all out here for Thanksgiving break. Also, I'm going to go off on the Giants, so that's going to take a lot of time. Let's get right into it. The New York Giants are the most disappointing football team in all of sports in the state of New York. It's not even close. It's not even close. They have an organizational issue. They have a front, back, and on the field office issues. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. They have scouting problems. Their scouts are not good. They're not great. I know what you may be thinking. Well, we got Malik Neighbors, right? We got a rookie running back that looks amazing, right? Well, guess what? Anyone with eyes could tell you that Malik Neighbors was going to be drafted high. Anyone with eyes that is not a professional scout could have told you to draft Malik Neighbors if you needed a wide receiver, right? The dude's a star. That's why we got him. The Giants have a coaching issue, right? Brian Daboll, I think, is a good coach, right? But I think he just really lost his locker room, and there are issues within this locker room that need to be fixed and probably won't be fixed until Daboll's gone. I don't like how the offseason went. I don't like how the previous two offseasons went. I think that there's a lot of issues within this organization that a lot of stuff that will never probably see the light of day, or at least anytime soon, that is causing a lot of the issues structurally from the top to the bottom. It's not just the team. There are a lot of issues within this organization, within this franchise right now, that is causing this team to be really bad. The fact this team has any wins at all is very, very shocking to me. The effort that was displayed Sunday afternoon against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after releasing Daniel Jones was the most pathetic display of football I've seen since the last time the Giants did it, when they kneeled the ball down in their own, within their own, within the 10-yard line, within that. Remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that era of football, but we're right back to it. Because this was pathetic. This was up there, probably even worse than when Doug Peterson's last game was with the Eagles, what he did in that game that screwed the Giants over that year. This is terrible. There's no jersey that I can say, it's Christmas time coming. People are going to be buying merchandise. There's no jersey in the locker room, in that New York Giants locker room, that can justify, hey, go get that for your son, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, whoever. Malik Neighbors, you want to do that? Sure. He's a great receiver. But other than him, the effort displayed, no, bruh. No, y'all need to fix this, because this is a terrible display. People pay money to go see this. And this is the effort and display you're going to put in for your franchise, for your team, for the family name that's on the back of your jersey, and this is the effort. Disgusting. Disgusting effort. What is this? What is this? Here's the thing, right? With concern to the Daniel Jones situation, you have an issue where Daniel Jones was relegated to the fourth string quarterback position, then was used in practice as a safety. Now, I don't understand what sense that makes or why you would do it. What is this? The whole point of you not playing, of benching Daniel Jones, because he is the best quarterback on that roster, and it's not even close, and that's damning to say right there to begin with, is that you didn't want him to get injured, so you didn't want to pay him more money. And here's the thing. I'm very curious to see if what is what is the end goal? Because if he gets injured on the field of play, during a play, you have to pay him. That's the whole fear. If he gets injured at practice, is it not the same thing? Is there stipulations? What is the situation? I'm very curious to see what the situation is, because If it's the same, if he gets injured, whether it's in practice or on the field of play during a real live game, then why would you danger him by putting him in the fourth string as and then quarterback and then as a safety? Like, why not just release? If you're going to release him anyway, just release him. Don't even do that. It doesn't even make any sense. That's so weird. Like that's what I'm talking about. There's no leadership. There's no direction, and it's the ownership of the New York Giants is so bad. It's so terrible. You can't keep doing this. This is just fans come to pay money for this, and we're just letting them get away with this. And I don't understand. Daniel Jones should have never been paid. I'm sorry. He should, well, at least not with the Giants. He should never got that contract, bro. Prior to that win in Minnesota, he's had a really long time to show you who he was, and he didn't. That game against the Eagles, I was there. I saw him play in person. I had enough in the playoffs that season. You didn't need to pay him. You didn't pay Saquon Barkley, and you didn't pay McKinney. You didn't pay Julian Love. There's so many players. It's not just Barkley. There's so many pieces they neglected to re-sign or pay, and it is costing them. The leadership is fractured in that locker room when you have a rookie coming out and saying basically this team's ass. Saying the real, he's being real, but there's no leadership, there's no direction. The organization is moving so weird. The players are moving so weird. This is dysfunctional. At this point, I just want people to tell me the truth in the organization. Just say you don't give a shit anymore. Just say you don't want to put your body on the line, or you don't want to coach a better game, that you're just going for the highest draft pick that y'all could achieve. It will save us a lot of time and effort, and people can save their money, because that effort was trash. You had Baker Mayfield, who was a good quarterback, seemed like he was John Elway out there. Malik Neighbors not getting a single target is like in the first half is insane. I don't understand why. Then why was he even playing? At this point, all your stars should just be a healthy scratch. If this is what we're doing, all your stars should be a healthy scratch. You're not fooling anybody with this performance. We know Drew Lock is better than Tommy DeVito. And it shouldn't even, I don't care what you're telling me in practice it looks like. Drew Lock is better than Tommy DeVito. There's no way he's not. The fact that you didn't start Drew Lock after you benched Daniel Jones tells me, one, you clearly want the best chance to get the worst pick, or the best pick, I'm sorry. You want to lose as many games as possible, which is why you bench your best quarterback. Because, again, Daniel Jones is not good, but he's the best quarterback that we got. He gives us the best chance to win. And you see with Tommy DeVito, that doesn't matter, like Malik Neighbors said, doesn't matter who you plug and play in this position right now, on this team as currently coached and constructed. You're going to lose because right now you're playing loser football. You're playing loser football, and it's nasty. And the fact that we have to sit down on Thanksgiving and watch this bullshit continue is crazy. Because after that performance, Tommy DeVito should never see the field as a New York Giants quarterback. It should be Drew Lock, which not guaranteed to win, but again, against this Cowboys team that we can't seem to beat, especially in this Daniel Jones era, just what are we doing? It's going to be so embarrassing if the Cowboys go host us and spank us on national television, because you don't want to put your best effort and your best players out there to do what they do best. And it's nasty and disgusting. And the players see that, and their bodies on the line. They're the ones who are out there, and they're looking at their leadership, meaning the front office, seeing the coaching staff. They want us to lose. They're not setting us up to be successful. And they're letting them down. They're like, I'm not going to go out there and risk my body for this. It's a nasty product, and the Giants should be ashamed of themselves. Ownership should be ashamed of themselves. Both families. I'm sick of it. I don't want it. Terrible. I hope Daniel Jones goes to a contender. Obviously, he's going to ride the bench. I hope he wins a ring. Riding the bench. Because as much as I do not like Daniel Jones' play, He didn't deserve to go out like that. That's nasty work. He's not the one he didn't draft himself. The Giants are terrible at scouting. They're terrible at evaluating talent in the one position that really matters. Not saying every position. The talent where it really matters. They are very bad at assessing quarterbacks because there's a plethora of quarterbacks we should have had before Daniel Jones. And after Daniel Jones got drafted, there's a plethora of other quarterbacks we should have got, but you didn't want to. And so we lost Saquon Barkley, we lost Daniel Jones, we lost Julian Love, we lost Xavier McKinney, we lost all these players. We lost all these players. And for what? You see what McKinney's doing in Green Bay. You see what Julian Love's doing. You see what Saquon's doing. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. All right. Colorado fumbles their college football playoff spot. Listen, man. It was a pathetic performance. Kansas dominated. It wasn't even close. That defense is sorry. Pathetic. They couldn't stop a cold. Shiloh Sanders. I'm not even going to put too much slander on your name, bro. You played like ass. You played like ass. You should be very, 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 very disappointed in yourself. You should be, for your performance in that game in particular. You owe, a lot of people in that defense owe, they owe their fans an apology. That's who. I was trying to figure out who. They owe their fans an apology. That performance was lame. The coaching was lame. Everything about that game was lame. That game was very unserious. That game was so bad for Colorado. I don't know what you did. What did you do all week to practice? Did you just not give a fuck? What's happening? I'm being very serious. That was a pathetic performance. You had everything in front of you. You had everything to play for. You put yourself in position to control your destiny, and you just didn't care enough. Because I've seen teams care, and they don't go out like that. I'm not saying it always results in a win. This is sports. This is competition. There has to be a winner and loser. Not every day is going to be your day. That was not a performance of a team that wanted it. That's not a performance of a team that felt like they deserved to be in the college football playoffs, or they want to earn it, because nothing's deserved. So you got to earn this shit, and they didn't do it. They have a chance, and they have a chance at a good. A favorable matchup in the bowl game, potentially a fun bowl game, but college football playoffs is where you want to be at. And I don't know, the reason why I don't even want to talk about the bowl game, really, yes, you're bowl eligible, which is great, but is Shador, is Travis, are they going to play in the bowl game? Because I don't see why they would. They love football and everything, but they're done. The NFL's calling. The NFL's calling. The Jags, the Giants, the Raiders, etc. They're calling. They're interested. Those two are going to go pro. They're going to go probably number 1 and number 2, to be honest with you. Listen, man, I'm just Colorado. They need a lot of help next week, but again, just like this week or this last week, really, they need to start by winning their game. Win the game. Disappointing. Lions continue to roll. Lions are looking sharp. Like I said last week, they're looking really, 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 really sharp. Steamrolled and controlled their opponent again. The Colts did everything in their power to help the Lions win this game because the Colts are ass. Anthony Richardson is a raw but pretty good product. I said product. Prospect, I meant to say. Excuse me. Prospect is what I meant to say. And the Colts as a whole is a terrible product to put on the field for people to watch. But the Lions did their thing, man. Jared Goff is going strong. That two-headed monster at running back is going strong. Receivers are clicking. Defense is firing on all cylinders. This was a complete domination on the professional level. I don't have much else to say. We said it last week. Lions are my favorite to go to the Super Bowl. So they're doing what they should do with teams that are sorry. And they're dominating. So that's great. Detroit fans, you should be very, very pleased right now and excited, and you should have your hopes up because this is a team. This is a team that's ready to dominate. Lastly, and I want to say this, the MVP talks for the NFL: Saquon Barkley should be in it. I love Lamar, and I still think Lamar's in it. I still think he's number one in the hunt. But Saquon Barkley, after Sunday night's performance, I think is tied for number one, or if not solely in number one. And I think for Offensive Player of the Year, he's definitely in number one spot right now. Saquon playing out of his mind, one of the greatest running backs in the league, if not the greatest running back in the league. What he's doing is phenomenal. He's unstoppable. And this is who the New York Giants did not want to build around, because they wanted to build around Daniel Jones, which I get, build around a quarterback, but you don't build around Daniel Jones. You build around Saquon Barkley. You find an identity. This is the identity the Eagles chose. They can dash you with the run. They can, and once they establish the run, they can throw over top with the weapons they have in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Goddard when he's healthy in there. Their offensive line is really up there doing their thing. There's so many things you could have done. There's so many things they could be doing, and the Eagles are doing that. They said, thank you for Saquon. We're going to treat him like the running back that he is, give him the touches that he deserves, and we have the offensive line that can do it. We have the quarterback that can do it, and they're doing it, man. And the RPO, that the plays that we should have seen Daniel Jones and Saquon make routinely is what we're seeing Jalen Hurts and Saquon make. And Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley right now are playing at a very high level together and making the offense run really efficiently. And I'm really liking what the Eagles' defense is looking like. I'm really liking what they're putting out there on the field. And I think they are very, very good. And there's a collision course happening right now for the NFC title to represent the Super Bowl between the Lions and Eagles. It's a collision course, and I'm excited to see it. Ravens and Eagles play this year. I think they play sometime right before Christmas, so I'm excited for that too. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. See you next week in sports. Peace out.